I don't know. For the second week in a row, I kind of really felt SmackDown feeling pretty deflated, disappointed, and I don't know, starting to feel like that. For a while, it was actually like going somewhere with a bunch of this fresh talent. But the past couple of weeks, since the build, oh, stay on, don't worry. Since the build to Fastlane, it's been really downhill. I don't know what it is, but something seems starting to seem a little off again with SmackDown. I don't know what it is. But what's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. This is not going to be too long. I really don't have much to say about this show. This is my live review of the March 12th, 2021 edition of SmackDown, taking place at the WWE ThunderDome at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. I said before, I wasn't a big fan of the show. I didn't really like it, and I just thought it was kind of disappointing. It was a very skippable show with some very weird booking stuff, and also some terrible booking stuff as well. We'll get to that, but yeah, I don't know. It just, this episode just was not my cup of tea. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like it. I feel like the storylines are starting to, like, either run its course or just get repetitive. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just mind boggled trying to really figure out what happened on the show. Because I felt like I didn't miss anything, or what we got was just disappointing. I don't know. Just one of those nights or something. I don't know. Let's check the live chat first. We got JR. He doesn't know if I watched Apollo Crews. I did not watch Apollo Crews' interview backstage. He challenges Big E for the IC title. Big E accepts. Okay, I guess we're getting a match there, not Fastlane. I did hear the rumors that Andrade apparently did put in his release. I don't think it has been confirmed yet if he did get released or not, but I hope he does, because he deserves much better than what he's getting now, being put off television since Vince McMahon just gave up on him. Yeah, I guess being Charlotte Flair's man just is not enough, basically. That's saying something. Let's talk about this show again. I'm not going to appear long. This is going to be a very quick review. The show opened up with Edge. He came out, says he had to get a few things off his chest. He calls out Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman because, Roman had pushed Edge to pick him because Roman wanted to be the main event of WrestleMania. And as previously, Edge had stated that Roman Reigns needs Edge to be considered the main event of WrestleMania. But then, of course, once Edge did pick Roman, Roman's like backing away, saying, don't do this. Okay? But then he also talks about Daniel Bryan and how he is not a fan of how Daniel Bryan went about doing business for himself. Bryan came out and the whole thing of, oh, Edge, I respect you, I respect all you've accomplished, and this, and that, but this has nothing to do with you, but just seeing you, take your opportunity for WrestleMania, and me feeling like I've been on the back burner, it kind of just woke me up and basically made me think, oh, this may be my last WrestleMania, I don't want to be put in the back burner, but I still respect you. So, this promo going on, like I said, it's just like, okay, it's like, this whole, I just think I feel very disappointed because they're beating around the bush into what the actual story should be for this Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan match should be at WrestleMania. Like, why did they come up with this whole thing with, I am, ambitious now to go after the championship after putting myself on the back burner for like a year. Or, it's like, oh, I respect you, Edge, I respect you, Brian, but, I'm going to be fighting you at WrestleMania instead, when it's like, why should there be any tension between Daniel Bryan and Edge if they both desire to face each other and Edge has his title opportunity to begin with, I'm just trying to think through this because it's just weird. Because again, like, why are we ignoring the actual history that would make this story with Roman and Bryan even more compelling? This just feels like a dud. Like, okay, like, why was Bryan and Edge duking it out when it's like, if they're gonna fight each other at WrestleMania, then cool, but why are they having issues right now? And to me, it's just telegraphing the whole thing. They're making it seem like it's just a pushover match until Mania between Bryan and Roman. Again, that has WrestleMania contention. That has just start making performance worthy, but they're treating it like it's just a pushover feud, and I don't like it. I mean, I should say I don't like it, but I'm not a fan of it. Again, I'm just disappointed because to me it doesn't have that energy to it that I had hoped we would have gotten originally with this feud. But we're not, so it is whatever at this point. We have a match with the Street Profits and the Mysterios teamed up against Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Otis, and Chad Gable. So all of a sudden, Otis and Dolph Ziggler get along in their tag team after their big long rivalry they had, right? Right? I can't boo Otis. I'm sorry. I hate that they turned him heel. Like I can't boo him. I can't boo him. Otis just doesn't click for me as a heel. He doesn't come across as like a mean, angry giant. He comes across as someone you can get behind easily. And I don't like that he's a heel. It does not work for me. Of course, typical tag team booking these days. Oh, the Street Profits, we're waiting to see other tag teams get their shot. Yeah, how many tag title defenses have the Dirty Dogs had since winning the tag titles? I think 0. But of course, typical booking, the babyface team won with the former champs pinning the current champs. So, oh boy, we're getting another match between Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, and the Street Profits. That's literally no story. Again, they do that with every single freaking tag team match, and it's boring. I don't care. What else do we got here? Jey Uso was trying to speak to Roman Reigns, but Paul Heyman basically stops and says, "Not now. He's not in the mood." Seth Rollins was interviewed by Caleb Braxton. Of course, he was angry about what's going on with Cesaro and all that, but he's going to be at ringside since he heard that Cesaro and Buddy Murphy are having a rematch. Sami Zayn also tries to get Kevin Owens to his documentary, but he's like, I'll think about it. But meantime, he was just blowing him off. Oh yeah, I missed something else. Before we get to the Kevin Owens show, well, actually, first, before we do that, Edge plays mind games with Jey Uso, but it doesn't appear to work. I guess he's telling Jey that, a match Jey once had inspired Edge, but, that felt a little forced. Here was the biggest thorn in my side tonight. So last week, do you remember how Carmella fired Reginald? Obviously, Sasha Banks, told Reginald to go away. But now we don't have Reginald anymore. We got Reggie. Oh, Reggie. Hi, Reggie. Oh, my gosh, Reggie. You look great, Reggie. Oh, my goodness, Reggie. You look great, Reggie. Oh, Reggie. Oh, Reggie. As we're digging more and more into this love story with Nia Jax and Reginald. So Nia Jax takes Reginald shopping and drags Shayna Baszler with her. And then we have a segment with the Kevin Owens show where Kevin Owens interviews both Sasha Banks and Bayley, who are not only going to be facing each other at WrestleMania, but are also going to be partners for a tag title match for the women's tag titles again, even though they had lost to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler already. They're getting another opportunity. Why? I don't know. But basically, they just Bianca and Sasha argued about keeping their eyes on the prize, and them being 2-belt champs after WrestleMania, and they argue who has paved the way for women's division. Then out comes Nia, Shayna, and Reginald, and then out comes Natalya and Tamina for a tag match. Again, why are they a team? Who knows? There's no story to any of these women, anybody being a team. And then you have Nia Jax on commentary. Oh, no. Reggie. Reggie. And, she's sitting there doing all the talking. And Shayna Baszler is just sitting in the back behind her, letting Nia take all this attention away from her. Why in the world... I hate this tag team more and more every single week. Why the heck are we having Shayna Baszler being a freaking stooge to protect, of all people, Nia Jax? And off the distraction, Bianca Belair gets rolled up by Tamina. So, their match at Fastlane is now a triple threat match. I guess who the heck knows it? I don't freaking care. It was bad enough that we have Charlotte Flair getting overexposed. Now with the women's tag champs, we're getting Nia Jax overexposed? Oh, God. Oh. So, yeah. Reggie and Nia are in love. It just makes me sick to my stomach. I can't stand it. And now we're probably getting a triple threat match with Nia and Shayna taking on Sasha and Bianca and Natalya and Tamina. Who in God's name wants to see that match? I'll wait. Definitely not me. Something that actually I kind of enjoyed somewhat was Big E's return, since he got beaten down by Apollo Crews the steel steps. And obviously he just fumes of fire as he wants to get his hands on Apollo Crews, but not how he did before. But of course, when Apollo didn't come out, Big E issued an open challenge, which at first looked like Baron Corbin was going to accept it, but then he beat around the bush and Sami Zayn accepted it. And with his documentary crew saying, I finally get that one-on-one match that I won. And then Corbin just, walks away, which that was dumb. And then Big E defeated Sami Zayn in the IC title match, which was fine. Afterwards, Apollo Crews appears and attacks Big E from behind the steel steps. Guess get a street fight at Fastlane, who knows? Oh yeah, and if you thought we were done with the Nia Jackson Reggie thing, Reggie suggested, "Oh, my Nia Jax, why don't you challenge Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship next week?" Excuse me? First off, Nia's a Raw superstar. Yes, she could be on both shows because of, her being the Women's Tag Team Champion. But why is she getting a shot for the SmackDown Women's title? It's not her show. Why is she getting this title opportunity? Because Reggie said so? That's a match we're not excited for next week. Sasha Banks and Nia Jax for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Dear Lord. And then the show ended with a contract signed with Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. Bryan signs a contract. Roman says he won't sign the contract as Bryan don't deserve it. But then Bryan signs it and then teases Roman about being afraid. And then Jey Uso suggests some idea about a special guest enforcer at Fastlane. It should be him to call it down the middle. But then Edge comes out and basically says, no, how about this, Jey? Next week you and I have a match and we're going to be the special enforcer. And then all four of them brawl and that's how the show ends. Special enforcer, what's the point of that? What's the point of having a special enforcer for this match? Again, it's just super overproduced, as always. Not digging into the history, the easiest story you could tell, but that bit complicated as always. And that's all, guys. That's all I got for SmackDown. I give it a D+. Underwhelming show. I did not care. Is this the heel turn for Daniel Bryan? Because I think the problem that he caught on Edge and the way he I don't think it's a heel turn for Daniel Bryan. Fastlane is going to be pointless, yes. Today's his birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Tyler. Are you going to have Daniel Bryan win the Universal title? No, he's not winning the Universal title. Raw and SmackDown's tag team is trash. All tag team wrestling is trash anymore. Champions lose all the time, yes. And at least I'll give this show either a C plus or a C. Okay. Again, I gave it a D plus. Wasn't a fan of it. Again, I just don't like how they're just ignoring the history with Roman and Bryan, and then everything else just felt like it was just a waste. And of course, the stuff with Nia Jax and Reggie just made me sick. But that's gonna do it, guys. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. D plus for SmackDown. What are your guys' thoughts on SmackDown? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe to more content to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheMayor93. Now check it out. Good night, everybody. Peace out, everybody.